So my path crossed with the super yacht industry very organically and very out of the blue. I was 17 years old, a random conversation with my spoke about it. The more I realised that this was my perfect match. And I walked away from that conversation back home to my parents and was like, hey, I'm not going to university, I'm going to go become a super yacht captain. As a child, according to my parents, I was always, I think from a very young age, very independent. I was always the first kid to run up and climb up something and jump off it. I count myself very blessed and very lucky to have grown up in New Zealand. You know, I was lucky enough to never really be more than 10 minutes away from the ocean. So I think that's where that deep connectedness with the sea has always been present for me. And I think that's when the salt really starts to get in your veins. I always knew that I absolutely wanted to be a captain. I knew that it would play to my strengths. I was always very outdoorsy, very active. I loved the team aspect side of things. My initial mentor, he really did share to me that I probably would be a minority as a female captain, but it absolutely was possible if I wanted it. And so that's the mindset that I took into my career. I was 28, I'd just finished my Officer of the Watch. I was getting all these amazing congratulations from my peers, it's quite a big achievement. And what I kept hearing was, did you know there's less than 10 women that have this ticket? How is this possible? How is there only 10 in our entire industry? Surely this isn't true. So I reached out to Facebook, to the original Girls on Deck group, and asked the question. I was like, hey, I've been told there's only 10 of us out there. I don't believe it, but where is everyone? It was one of those moments where you realise that you've struck something, that something that matters is happening. Because there were women all around the world that were, typing, hey, I'm here, like I have my ticket, I'm a, captain, I'm a chief officer, I'm coming up the ranks. I knew that we were onto something that mattered. So one of the first women to reach out with that original question on Facebook was Natasha Ambrose, a fellow chief officer. We really had a lot of aligned values and visions for the industry and our roles as chiefs. It was one of those moments where you meet someone, you're like, we're going to create something special here. And so she's been absolutely instrumental in what She of the Sea is today and also legacy. So She of the Sea is fantastic at doing what it does, which is connecting females in the deck and engineering roles and really creating that space that is totally dedicated to evolving that conversation and supporting that community. And legacy is a very organic evolution of that, and it's very representative of our journey as well. Realising that while the conversation of gender is extremely important, there's so many other areas that require our attention. Not just because they're important, but because when we do focus on these, the whole industry benefits. What does leaving our industry better than we found it look like? How do we focus on the people? We're seeing people coming in, they're 18, 19 years old, and they already know that there's all these women that have come before them, and they're joining the groups, they're having the conversations, they're sharing the knowledge and the inspiration. It's just beautiful to see that that space never existed before. When I realised that I was going to be that female captain, that queer female captain, and that was so terrifying because I'd never seen it, and it was something that was so foreign. And what I love about She of the Sea and legacy and this broader conversation of diversity, equity, inclusion is that that won't be a scary thought for the people that are coming in now. And I feel so honoured and blessed and driven to be part of that conversation, whether it's about orientation, gender, race, ethnicity, socioeconomical background. What we're doing is we are working towards an industry where those aren't scary thoughts for our young people to have, and those aren't barriers that we have to waste energy on to overcoming when we could be focusing on having incredible careers, creating incredible experiences for the owners, and evolving as an industry.